Guys, I apologize. My camera just died because the storage space, there was insufficient storage space, so I've just had to recently, just this minute, delete previous videos on my phone so that I can free up some more space to be able to continue making the video. Okay, so this is going to be a part two now. So going on from what I was saying, they were correlating my heart rate with my breaths. So how I was breathing, they were measuring it on a computer and my heart rate as well. And they were saying these words, guys. It was mental torture. These people are mental torturers. They are. All right. It was mental torture what I was going through. It was torture. Okay. And they were saying these words, random words. From what I remember, I can't remember what words they were, but they were random words. And they wanted to test how I was reacting, my internal, how I was reacting internally, okay? So how I would react, and they would base my reactions and my responses and correlate them to give them some form of fake meaning that would fit their narrative that they could impose upon me, all right, to make me look crazy, weird. And guys, what I'm trying to say is they were putting fear into me intentionally, trying to scramble my mind and mess with me and mess with my mind intentionally by saying these random words that were provoking. And they would measure my breath in response to what they were saying, because I wasn't speaking to any of them because I was frightened. I had no clue who some of those people were. But there was a lot more to it, and I'm going to go way more into it and explain a lot more about it, okay? So it was torture what they were putting me through. For hours sat on a plastic chair in a hospital waiting room, noisy, banging, and they were measuring my heart rate, and it was like putting me through torture. Measuring my heart rate, how I would respond by my breath and my heart rate to what words they were saying, their random words they were saying. And yeah, that was a part of what happened in the hospital. And I was in there for maybe going on a couple of weeks, over a week, about that. And then I went off to a mental health hospital, where the torture continued. Their games were continuing. There were people put in that mental health hospital that I had met previously years ago, all right? And they were put there, guys, because it was a part of their plan to mess with me even more, bringing familiars back around me, okay? And if you're not aware of what familiars are and familiar spirits, guys, you ought to look up official Christian TV, or type it in the search bar on YouTube, and you will find out a lot more about familiar spirits, graveyard spirits, marine witchcraft spirits, spirits from the land of the dead. All right, there's way more to this that you may not be aware of. Okay, I'm trying to think of what else went on in the hospital that I can share with you guys. I can't really remember much because I guess from the trauma of it all, my mind may have blocked out quite a lot of it. But I'm going to try and remember, because I do want to share this information because I believe it's important to get it out there for other people to hear about, okay? So that you guys can wake up to how bad they really are. They are bastards, guys. They're bastards. Plain and simple. All right. So, guys, the build up to that, uh, these people that have been put in this building block, I'm not going to refer to them as neighbours, or I'm going to try not to, because they're not worth that title to me. they're pagans, guys. So these pagans in this building block were working together, banging on the wall like this. Okay, going on and on and on like that for hours on end. And I can't explain at all, for the life of me, what exactly went on, how they were working together and being so quick with their timing and how crafty they were being. Guys, I'm gonna call it for what it is. Weirdos, complete weirdos. And I'm around these people. I'm not a part of them. I've got nothing to do with them. They're my enemies, and I'm the target. I'm the target. We are targets as chosen people. The build up to that event where I got took into the hospital was also torture. It was mental torture. They were trying many things, guys. I got put on olanzapine medication where, and they got off on this, they got off on it. They really did, they enjoyed it. Whenever I'd feel scared and contact one of those pagan family members that are buried in the past, when I got scared and contacted them about what was going on, they told me it was all in my mind. It was all in my mind. And I could hear them laughing on the phone under their breath, trying to hold it in. I could hear it, guys. I knew exactly what was going on from that point. I knew they were all in on it. That's when I realised that that pagan family, that bunch of morons, were working with these clowns. Those pagans that fled because they failed. They were all working together. As I've said before, guys, it's one big network. And they got off on the torture that I was going through. Being on that medication, the olanzapine. If you guys have never been on olanzapine, you would not know what I'm talking about and how it really feels. But it feels like involuntary body jolts. Okay, it feels like weakening of the legs. It feels like, and people have also said about this. I knew somebody who was on olanzapine medication. I met him in a mental health hospital years ago. And he would say that his eyes would roll back like this involuntarily. He couldn't help it. And I went through the exact same. My eyes would roll back while being on olanzapine medication, and it would be complete torture. I couldn't control it either, just like him. My eyes would roll back like this, and it would be uncontrollable, and it would be like we'd feel like we'd have to look at the ceiling. I can't explain it now because I've not been on it in years, but that's what happened, and it felt uncontrollable. That's another part of their mental torture that they put me through, they've put other people through, but guys, I'm alive. They've tried to kill me a few ways, and now they've all backed off. I haven't heard from that pagan bunch of morons in years. They're buried in the past. And that's where they'll be staying, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know them. I never knew them. I want nothing to do with them ever again. And I'm going to be moving away from this area at some point. I'm not going to say too much about that, for obvious reasons, guys. So, yeah, that's a part of what happened, alright? God bless you guys. I'm going to, if anything else comes to mind, if I remember anything about that experience and that event, I will be sure to share it on camera, because it's important that what I went through gets out there on camera, gets recorded, and I speak about it so that other people can wake up as well. All right. God bless you guys. I'll speak to you guys another time.